We want to find a way today of conveying to you that as you stand in your physical body and you sift through the details of life as you knew you would, that you launch so many endless rockets of desire, and the universe expands and improves as a result of your exposure to life. It just gets better and better vibrationally. And the new generations that are born into this experience are born from this new leading edge place that you've carved out. But we want you to understand that you and every other species on the planet, better said, you and every other consciousness on the planet, and every particle of everything is consciousness. You are constantly asking for improvement, and the source energy part of you, the vibrational part of you, finds that improvement, finds it immediately, and from then on begins offering from that new vantage point. So that means that as you stand on your physical earth and you worry about global warming, you ask for your earth to maintain its balance. As you worry about earthquakes or volcanoes, you ask for a stable environment. As you worry about economic upheaval, you ask for more stability. And what we want to convey to you is that asking really, really matters. And that asking wouldn't be as extreme or intense or as focused as it is if you were not exposed to the life that caused you to focus it. Now, the reason it really matters is because it is from that vibrational reality that all reality that expands or extends from generation to generation to generation. In other words, the longevity that you know as life on this planet extends purely. This is new. We have not said this to anyone ever, so you're going to enjoy the resonance that you feel as you hear it. As this vibrational reality that we are describing comes to be, this earth experience that extends from generation to generation to generation to generation comes only out of that vortex of creation. In other words, when we say to you, you can be sure that well-being is the order of this universe, that's how we know that to be true. Because there's only the pure, undiluted, non-resistant thought of well-being that is the basis of all this new creation. We want you to remember that you get what you think about, but you cannot do anything other than mess up your own experience. What you think about here in this physical realm, of course, law of attraction is responding to it. You get what you think about. But we want you to understand, we want you to get it, that there is this vibrational reality that is formed, that the larger part of you, the eternal part of you, the part of you that lives on and on and on, the part of you that is the next generation and the next, the part of you that is God force, the part of you that keeps this planet spinning in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets, that part of you is the receiver and the holder of the best of life that you're synthesizing. In other words, we want you to hold in your mind the idea of this place marker that source energy is, that as you carve out the details of life experience and you know what you don't want to be sick, you want to be well, and on and on and on. As you keep emanating those rockets of desires, source energy, the God force within you, inner being, whatever you're wanting to call that, holds that positive place marker. And law of attraction keeps responding to that powerful, positive place marker. Now, the reason that we're giving this to you is because we want to give you words that reassure you unequivocally of the well-being and the longevity of the eternalness of that which is you. We want you to understand that the well-being of that which you are living here on this planet is unequivocally assured. In other words, the well-being is, the well-being is, the well-being is. And the reason that we know that it is because we've seen what you put into the escrow, which is the basis from which all new creation is coming forth. You just don't need to worry about that. We're also giving it to you in this way because we want you to understand how it is that we can say to you, you get what you think about, and then we can also promise you that the well-being of your planet is assured. There are billions of people on your planet, and billions of you are not worried about global warming. Billions of you are not beating the drum of anything very long. You're a fickle bunch, and that's really good. Even CNN can only give you a little while of any story before it has to move on to the next one. And that's a very good thing. Even though it distorts what it gives you dramatically and gives you far more reason for concern than you deserve in terms of the weight and balance, not the poop to value, the weight and balance of what's going on. We want you to understand that well-being is assured. It's in this vibrational reality, which is the basis of everything that's coming forth. You are the creator of your experience. And when contrast causes you to ask, you really owe it to yourself to go in the direction of what you've asked for. But we know you're all excited about reality. And so you want to talk about it. You want to measure it. You want to compare it. And we are not saying that you shouldn't, because you should, because the contrast is what causes you to give birth to the improvement. But you as humans have made such a career out of holding yourself in the justification or the rationalization for the improvement that you seek, that you slow the improvement that you seek way, 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 way down. In other words, you yourself, haven't you found yourself wanting something and you feel that fresh desire sort of shoot out of you? But then as you compare where you are to what you want, and you notice that you don't know how it's going to come or when it's going to come or where it's going to come from or who's going to bring it. And so do you find yourself sometimes explaining with greater fervor why you need it and why you deserve it? And the thing that we want to point out to you is we want you here today to finally figure out when you're a vibrational match to the reason that you want something. In other words, I want it because I don't have it. Oh, I so want more money. More money would be so wonderful, but I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. It's hard not to have enough money. Miserable. It's miserable not to have enough money. And I believe I deserve more money. I know I do. I work hard. I should have more money. More money should come to me in a lot of different ways. And my employer is really a tight-fisted person who could yield more money, but doesn't. I need a different employer. One who respects me and gives me what I deserve, because I know I deserve better than I'm getting, and the other people I talk to agree with me. We all agree that these are hard times and that things should be better for us. And we've joined together in a club. We support each other. We support each other in our financial failures, and life should be better for us. And we're really not exaggerating that. Hardly. In other words, what is has so much of your attention that you are missing the fact that every time you have felt not enough, you've asked for more. And all along through the sorting of that contrast, you have been amassing a vibrational reality, a vibrational escrow account. A vortex of creation has been culminating for you. Now, we call it a vibrational reality or a vibrational escrow because when you ask, you send the rocket, and the source within you tends to the furthest most leading edge request that you have launched. And we call it a vortex of creation because law of attraction is responding to that request. And here's the thing we so want you to hear. All cooperative components have been assembled in this vibrational reality. Now, you as humans don't want to talk about that vibrational reality because you can't see it and you can't show it to your neighbor. You can't convince others. Scientists don't want to talk about it either because it doesn't show up in their test tubes yet. They don't have the evidence, and so the medical community will not agree with them on this wave of miraculous healing that's taking place because they can't prove it yet with the manifestational evidence. But we want you to understand that this vibrational evidence can be understood. You can, if you will use your own guidance system, you can discover your vibrational evidence. And your vibrational evidence is shown to you through your emotions. When you feel elation, that is the evidence of your alignment with the improvement. And if you can keep it up, the manifestation will come and the doctors will take note. If you can find a way to follow your hope, to reach for hope until the vortex takes you in and shows you something that makes a believer out of you. If you can hang around on the verge or inside this vortex often enough that the law of attraction will line you up with other cooperative components that give you the manifestations that you've been seeking, your belief will turn to knowing. And it won't be long before you'll be standing mostly, even though you're corporal, even though you're physical, even though you're flesh, blood, and bone, even though you are extensions of source energy, even though you are here in this physical body, you can be here in this physical body and vibrationally speaking inside this vortex of creation. And then and only then are you in alignment with the wholeness that is you. And friends, when you start hanging around in vibrational alignment, when you begin using your emotional guidance system to reach for thoughts that bring you closer and closer and closer to the alignment of source, to the way source sees your world, to the way source sees your body, to the way source sees your life, when you tune in to the vibration and you begin to see your world through the eyes of source, then and only then do you begin living in the way you intended as you came forth to begin with. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, I'll get myself as separated from source as I can. I'll have a really hard life. Oh, the other humans will like me a lot. They like suffering. I might even write a book. They'll buy it. If my suffering is severe enough, a lot of people will buy my book. Not one of you said, I'll go forth, separate myself from source, bang around, because you knew that that was not your reason for being. You knew that you could come into contrast and choose rather than suffer. Because you knew that with each choice that life would get better, provided, and this is the kicker, provided you align with the new choice. So the only thing that goes wrong for so many humans is that contrast serves you and helps you to choose, but instead of aligning with the new choice, you align with the old choices. That's the only difference in the world between a deliberate creator and one who just observes and offers vibration in response to what you're observing. We have enjoyed this interaction immensely. We've been out on the leading edge today in a number of different segments, taking thought beyond that which it has been before and fulfilling the satisfaction that we reach for as we participate with you. We know that as a result of the lives that you are living, that you are putting new solutions, new answers, and new clarity into the vortex. And we receive the benefit of what you put there incrementally as you put it there. So we're feeling satisfaction all day, every day, as your problems and questions queue up, because the solutions and answers queue up for us, and the cooperative components are assembled. But when we come together in an atmosphere like this, where you come with still some of your problem activated, and we are able to shine the spotlight on the solution that you've put there, we then have an even more exhilarating experience of getting to feel you come into alignment with what you put there. And that happened all day long here today. We felt you again and again, not 100% in 100% of cases, but the majority of what was going on in this room took you again and again into the vortex. And it is our promise to you that the vibrational vicinity between who you really are and who you're being in this moment that you are calling present tense, that we are saying is old news, that gap closed dramatically as a result of your participation here with us in these hours that we've been together. In the days that are before you, it is our powerful desire that you just lighten up with this sort of frisky attitude, that you say things to yourself such as, my vortex has been ready for me for a very long time, and now, more than ever before, I'm ready for my vortex. Because as you softly, not in a harsh way and not in a determined way, but in a soft, playful way, as you acknowledge the existence of your vortex and you reach for feelings that feel good while you are there, as you train yourself by practicing the inside the vortex feeling more and more and more,